But there seems to be two distinct tones. There seems to be a distinct sort of thud which seems distant, and there's something that's more of a bang that seems to be closer.
We can hear you, whoever you are. We can hear you.
But it does seem that there's a mystery surrounding exactly how he did die.
Are you able to tune in any way to establish his mental state? I know he's going to be really traumatised, but I mean, trying to tap into...
that's exactly what I am trying to do, and what I can't get to is just, I'm
finding it really difficult to breathe in here. It's almost like...
Do you know what?
And I've had a taste in my mouth as well, but it's almost like I'm finding it quite difficult to breathe. I'm not just saying that for a fact. I'm not. Honestly, I'm not. I'm just...
Because just as you're saying that, I was just about to say, I feel like suffocation.
With David picking up on two tragic losses of life that spanned several centuries, we decide the time was right for guest medium Ian Shillitoe to also unearth a few facets of this property's past, starting with another visit to the museum that has long stood here.
Well, I think first of all we just remove everything from here, because obviously this is very recent. Filtering through all that, two energies stick out down here so far. One of them is a soldier. You can ask me what year it is, I'm not sure. But he's got a very long sword, very long stick, like a sword type of thing. He's got, I mean, we must be going back 300 years or something, but there's almost like a tunic style. It's either blue and yellow or blue and red. There's a specific royalist colour associated with it. He has been seen around lots of places here. I certainly saw him earlier on today. He's also around, he's checking us out. I'll get back to him a bit later on, hopefully. The other one that's in this building is a lot later in time. So I'm, again, saying probably round about pre-Victorian. A man, older man, very grumpy, cantankerous old man, grey beard, quite square, a bit like Captain Nemo or whatever his name was. Do you know who I mean? Captain
Jules Verne character.
Yeah, like that. But not happy. I mean, he came up to me, he just went straight into your face like that. So I think he's going to be trouble later on.
Oh, right.
I don't think he likes what's been done to this particular area.
Okay.
I saw him with plans on a table and saying, it's not like this, it's not been done like this, I want it done like this.
So is there any initial or name with him?
I don't know if it's associated with him, but all I'm getting is James. But also James the First. It would be interesting, like I say, to come in at night time on your own, because I believe there is more of a shadowy figure associated with here, and more of a, again, male, not feminine, but much more. I'm seeing him in almost in sackcloths, almost quite miserable. No, I don't. I have a funny feeling, it's not associated with the rooms, but I think it's a lot. I think it's actually associated with the ground that was here before.
When you say sackcloth, you're talking a long time ago.
I know. This is what I'm trying to get to. I want to say Middle Ages. I want to say really. I've no idea how old this castle is, but I mean, even if it wasn't here prior to that, I think that there is a real hunched over, poor, sorrowful soul on who's on his own. It just rumbles around this area.
And would people see him?
I think shadows. I think it's more going to be more shadows. It's just a dark vibration that you pick up on. One thing I've heard here from Claire Audenley is a couple of kids.
Oh, right.
Or children. I had a very interesting dream last night where I was shown a room very similar to this, and I was being taken to a wall, the side of a wall, and I was being shown by the two children writing on the wall.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know what that means to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it was scratched. It was like a pen. It wasn't a pencil or a biro, but it was scratched onto the wall. And it was kept getting rubbed out. And it was almost, I don't know what, I can't link in to them here at this precise moment. Okay. But I do have to trust what I'm given. And every time that happens, it tends to be sort of right. Now, I have noticed, something I didn't say earlier on, I did notice that there's a lot of energy, and it sounds so corny, but there's a lot of energy moving around this castle. And the energy is associated with 1 or 2 men. So there's a lot of, you know, almost patrolling in a way, I suppose.
And any of the men that you mentioned, you mentioned, you said a soldier at the beginning. Yeah. Whether that's the same time period, I don't know, because I'm only seeing it as an energy. I'm seeing it like a cloud. Right. And I've been very much aware of it in my walk around with us with today, and also when I arrived. Right. And you walk in and out of it, and it's not stationary, so it's not like a ley liner. It's not like something's happened on this spot. But there's something separate that's moving around.
Yeah, it's an independent, but it's a group of males.
Oh, right.
It's not one person. It's a group of males.
Oh, right.
So they are literally, they're not here, but it's more to do with downstairs in the grounds, moving around.
Do you get like a time period of when these people, these men, would have come from?
No, I can't get away from the Civil War now.
We've now heard 2 separate spiritual links to the 17th century battles that raged near here. But do such energies still have an adverse effect on modern day life in this part of Somerset? As we prepare for nightfall, would any further punishment be thrown down upon the most haunted team?
Take the table up in the air. Take it up. Take it up. Take it up. Take it up. Right, sell it.
Taunton is a place that is said to have once forced Queen Victoria to draw the curtains in her train carriage as she passed through a town associated with a turbulent past. Heavy political overtones were once felt here, particularly when hanging Judge George Jeffreys passed the death sentence on many a man. And now it was our turn to see if this man's wrath still lingers 3 centuries on.
No way.
Does anybody else feel like they're going to keel over?
One other more secretive occurrence has surrounded this place for nearly a century, since Lionel, the son of a tenant at the castle, died here in mysterious circumstances. So with both Ians settled in the castle's library, David, John Dibley and I could return to the museum to see if the loathsome George Jeffreys was prepared to talk.
Why?
I think it's likely where people were held.
No. Really?
Were they held before they were taken into the court?
Is it worth asking now?
Yeah, I think so.
I heard that. Was that?
Like a woman's... Is it worth asking now?
Yeah, I think so.
I heard that. Was that?
Like a woman's...
I feel really apprehensive.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard that.
What's that?
Something moved back
behind you. Oh, shh. Oh, shh.
I feel really nervous here.
Just in that spot? I
I do.
Being dragged through here. And...
Something's horrible there.
What, just where you stand?
Yeah, I feel if you weren't standing there, I'd run out, honestly. Just here, just round this area. I don't know what it is.